When we click the Start button, the question will be displayed. In the text input below, we need to type the answer to that question. After typing the answer and clicking the Submit button, the correct answer will be displayed on the label we have created above the question. We can check whether our answer is correct. So, let's click Code now. First, let's create a variable called x. For that, I first click on Variables. Now, this first block var x equal is dragged like this. I keep the name x as it is and type the value given to x here. I want x to return a string value. If string is a variable, we need to type in inverted commas. So here, I am typing the 2 digits in the inverted commas. Now I need another variable for y. Click on Variables again. Now this var x equal block is dragged like this. Let's remove the name x and replace it with y. I also give a string value for y. As before, the value given to y is also typed in inverted commas. I type the 5 digits in the inverted commas. Okay, now we need another variable to assign the sum of these values. Click Variables again and drag the var x equal block here. I will remove the x here and change the name of this variable to z. Since I want to add x and y, after clicking Math, I drag a code block with the plus sign to the right side. Let's give x here and let's give y here. We have finished creating the variables. Now for the buttons, let's create the code. First, when the Start button is clicked, the label with the question should be displayed. For that, I drag the onEvent block in the UI control like this. Now, after clicking this little arrow, I choose Button Start. We can drag the Show Element code block under UI controls like this and give the name of the label we want to display. By clicking on this arrow, we select Label Quiz. Next, after typing the answer in the text input and clicking the Submit button, the label displaying the answer should be displayed. Not only that, the correct answer is also displayed in that label. For that, I click UI controls and drag the onEvent block here. Now, after clicking this little arrow, I choose Button Submit. Because we want to display the label, drag the Show Element code block under the UI controls like this and give the name of the label we want to display. By clicking on this arrow, I select Label Answer. It is not enough to display only the label here. The answer should also be displayed in the label. I click UI controls again and drag the Set Property code block here. From here, we can select the desired label. I choose the label answer. In this label, a text needs to be displayed. So, I click on this arrow and select text. Here, we give the variable with the value we want to display. Since the answer is assigned in the variable called z, let's choose z. Okay, now let's click the Run button. I click the Start button here. Now here, the question is displayed. If x equal 2 and y equal 5, what is z? Let's type the answer here as 7 and click the Submit button. Now, the correct answer, 25, is displayed above. How to get the answer as 25? Now, look at the code again. We took x and y as 2 string variables. For any text that is not used for calculation, we can use as a string variable. It can be letters, numbers or symbols. However, it cannot be used for calculation. For example, you can get a name, a phone number, an ID number. In this code, even if we give z equal x plus 1, string variables cannot be used for calculation. So, the value assigned to these variables will not be added. If there are 2 string variables with a plus sign like this, the values assigned to the variables will be displayed next to each other without adding them. So here, 2 plus 5, the answer is 25. Good. Now, let's click on the Reset button.